Hello, Aditya. It's so nice to have you. You know, you are one of the great chemistry students I know, and one of my favorites. And why I decided to go ahead with this entire, career guidance, because it is known that students give JE and take up engineering in some IIT colleges. It's known. It's so obvious that obviously after 12th you're going for engineering or medical, giving you IIT or NEET. But the students who want to choose alternative careers, if they want to choose, then what all is available, because you all have done this research part and you know exactly. So any student who wants to pursue chemistry after 12th, you can be one of the good guides to guide us through your career. So why don't you start? Because 11th and 12th you're hardworking. I have nothing to say. I mean, any student who will work hard will obviously get the result that you have got. But the thing is that you were a chemistry fan right from the beginning. So what career did you choose? What to go ahead with if you love chemistry and you want to do something related to chemistry? Can you just guide us?
Yeah, sure. I mean, thank you for all that praise. I mean, yeah, you're also my most favorite chemistry teacher, like my first chemistry teacher in a way. So, yeah, a lot of my chemistry fanaticism has come from your lectures
Thank
and
you
all.
so much.
but, yeah, so the thing is, like from the get go, I always used to think that engineering or like doing IIT is kind of mainstream. I respect people who go for that path a lot because it's extremely hard, very difficult. But I personally think that I didn't want to get into that rat race because I would have like I'm already like I have an OCD. If I had chosen that path during my plus two, I would have gone crazy. So in that sense, so that's why that is the reason I didn't want to get into that for the first place. So because like my like I'm from a family which had already like people who had done who had taken the research path before, like my grandpa and then my uncle. They were all had done PhD in chemistry before, so they were PhD in chemistry. So I knew that there was this path which existed and people do take it. Um, so that kind of move. So as a result of that, never used to think that okay, I will always have to do engineering. Like there is always that path which is available, and if like of course that also requires its own set of that is also a very difficult part in its own way. But yeah, if you're interested and like if you wanna like find something or like discover something or you're just curious about some stuff which is happening, uh, then that is a path which you can take up. So in India now, I mean, it's slowly developing. Like, for example, I think in other countries, there is much more scope in terms of like getting into that path. You don't need to get into engineering. But in India, that path is still rather narrow. There is like, I guess there's IISc, which is like the premier research institute in our country. And then there are like IISERs, where I am, which is, and I'm in IISER Pune. I'm studying in IISER Pune right now. So, now so during our time we used to have like kvpy, which was like the premier exam to get into these institutions. But I guess recently the government has banned kvpy, I think. So there is no so that option has gone away. So to get into IISER, you'll have to go through JE. The sad part is like even if you want to do research and are interested that way, you'll have to basically crack JE. But I mean, there in ICERs, you also taken through your aptitude test, which their own self-conducted aptitude test. And to be eligible for that, you just need to have like cut off, clear their board cutoff, which is I think 70% or something. I'm not sure. But after that, their entrance test is slightly different from JE, as far as I know. It's more they don't ask like standard competitive exam questions. It's more to test your research aptitude, think about how you want to solve a problem and all. And if you clear it, you can get into the ICERs, the NICERs, that kind of stuff, and pursue a career in like core scientific research rather than going into engineering. And And after that, I mean, if you're interested in research, if you're passionate about just like being curious and stuff like that, then research is a place to be, because you don't have to be like go into a rat race. You can take your own time, explore what you want to do, what you want to find. For example, I was initially interested in polymer chemistry, but over 5 years I've realized that I like enzymes and biochemistry more. So now, so in that way it's much more flexible. You don't have to like, okay, if you've gone into chemical engineering, it's not like, okay, you have to be a chemical engineer now for the rest of your life. That's not there. You have more option to be flexible. The And then after that, you just see whether you want to continue forward, whether you want to go for a phd is like, that's another like 5 years of education, 5 years of investment. So that's like, that's something people would have to look at, whether they want to do that or not. Ma'am herself was a phd, so she'll be able to tell you better and all. Uh, but yeah, it's just that if you're not interested in like asking questions and doing stuff, then research can be very tiring. It can be very harsh on you, because most of the time, what you expect doesn't happen. Your experiments fail, and so you may get depressed very easily. But like, if you are striving, you want to achieve, find something new, if you find like happiness in like doing science for the sake of it, then research is a very like, overall it has very big payoffs at the end, which I'm not sure how engineering works and all. But yeah, those are some things which basically propelled me and like are still propelling me to continue like education, and then for hopefully a career in science in the
Yeah,
future.
yeah.
Yeah,
The crux of it is that you are enjoying whatever you are doing. That is more
exactly.
important. Yeah.
So I mean, like, if you're in plus two and if you think that, okay, you don't want to get into IITs, you have to just you have to listen to your heart basically and see, okay, it's not working for me. Even if like 80% of my friends are like trying to get into these engineering colleges, you should be courageous enough and like follow your heart and say, no, okay, I don't want to do this. I want to do something else. And it need not be just like research. It may be something like liberal arts, or it may be something like, even if you want to go into commerce or something
Yes,
like that, that's
yes,
fine. It's never too late to like shift to another branch. It's
yes,
just that you have to be slightly courageous.
yes.
And I mean, I am not saying slightly in a wrong, like, it is a big step. It is a big step.
Yes,
At that
yes,
time, everybody thinks it's a big step, but
yes.
one will have to like, you'll have to find the courage and just do it. Yeah.
Yeah. I see.
Mm.
As I remember that you are very hardworking, and everyone knows that 11th and 12th, courses are connected to each other. So you
Mm-hmm.
were always hardworking. So what
Mm.
advice do you give to the present 11th and 12th standard students? What advice do you have for them?
For the first couple of months in 11th, I struggled a lot because I was trying to find the exact schedule which will work for me, like something like a 7-day schedule, like what time of the day is when I like to study the most. Well, how should I plan studying? Well, how much time should I give to like mathematics? I was a PCMCS student, so I had to like, I was trying to figure out how much time I want to spend on these topics, this not. So chemistry was something which I found very easy from the start. So I usually didn't give much time initially.
Perfect.
I used to spend more time on mathematics and physics, because during our time there was a huge jump from 10th to 11th physics and math. So I used to give a lot of time onto that. Chemistry, I mean, ma'am was a great teacher, and also I had like brushed up on certain stuff before my 10th, just because I was interested in it, that's all. So that helped me a lot to get through. Apart from that, I mean, first 2 months, just give yourself time. If things don't work out, don't panic as such. Like, it's a long race, as they say, a 2-year race. So I mean, if you lag behind in the first 2 years, first 2 months doesn't mean that you can't cover up at the end. But you'll have to keep working, that is all. Like, uh, there is there is no like compromise for hard work. One
There is
has to
no
continue
shortcut.
working.
There is no
There is no
shortcut.
sure.
Yes,
Oh,
right, right.
and like, even if you're not like incredibly smart or brilliant, it's fine. I mean, hard work can compromise. If you do a lot of hard work, you can make up for that. And I mean, I think so, like, a lot of what I did was mostly like hard work, staying up in night and just trying to figure out, okay, how I can get myself better, and that helps in a lot of way.
Wow.
Apart from that, I mean, syllabus wise, I mean, I don't know. You are better. I actually have forgotten a lot of what is started. I think organic is very important. So I mean, hydrocarbons and and
Stuff
what
like
is
that.
aldehyde, ketones, and carboxylic acid. That big chapter is pretty important, I guess.
Oh, yes, yes. So you still remember. And most of the students, they, struggle with the carboxylic acid and aldehyde ketone chapter. They
That is
really
I think the
struggle.
biggest chapter in like I think
Yes,
organic,
yes,
and
yes.
I think main P block element is the biggest in inorganic, right? That's like 30 page ka chapter kuch to
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But this year students are blessed, P block is deleted.
Oh, that's
Oh.
good, waste of a chapter. Like
Yes,
there's nothing
yes.
happening. The word the thing they're teaching in P block is like
It's
useless.
weird.
Like no,
It's weird.
it's yeah. I
Right,
mean,
right, right.
but like organic is interesting and like
Yes,
it's there's a logic to it. So and like I mean, you like when you teach it, like once students grasp how things are happening, then things become very easy.
correct.
uh and like conversions are very interesting. Once you understand the logic, then you can see, okay, I have to do this, and like yeah, it becomes like a jigsaw puzzle. So yeah.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Hmm.
Aditya, I really enjoyed this chit chat with you, and you have given such stuff that probably none of my students have spoken before. And it's so nice. It's so nice, getting a heart to heart talk. And probably some students somewhere will definitely, uh, probably choose a career as you have chosen. And thank you
Yeah,
so much for your time. Thank you so much, Aditya.
no, Andy, it was a pleasure talking to you after such a long time. And yeah, I really hope, like, let's hope, like, more people join science and, like, our India's scientific community also gets enriched. So, yeah, cool. Thank you for letting me
Thank
come
you.
here.
Thank you. Thank you so much.